All right, Bassmaster Opens Pro, Chris Lopez here. I'm gonna show you guys today how I like to rig my baits to fish around cover. We're gonna be throwing a Proline Lures Finesse jig. It's a 1/4 ounce ball head jig. And we're gonna be using a Tuffbait craw as a trailer. First thing I like to do with the jig is we need to trim the weed guard. So the weed guards come really long. What we're gonna do, we're gonna take a pair of scissors and we're gonna cut it on an angle following the hook. So you wanna cut it so it's gonna be straight along with the hook. Get your mark and just snip all that excess weed guard off. And so you can see now you're following in line with the hook and you have a shorter profile weed guard. Next thing I like to do is trim the skirt a little bit. I like to take a little bit off the bottom, and on the back of the skirt, on the back side of the hook, I like to cut it at about a 45-degree angle and cut some of the back off. What that's gonna do is it's gonna make all the strands uneven when it's in the water. It's gonna make the skirt flare more, which is gonna give you more bites. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take our Tuffbait craw. If you look at the Tuffbait craw on the back, I don't know if you can see, but there's these V-shaped ridges that run along the back of the craw. And when I like to use them as a trailer, I'll take scissors and I'll follow the different notches based on what size jig I'm using. So you can kind of take your jig here and pair it up next to your jig and see where you want the hook to come out and kind of judge which notch you want to cut at. So right, for this particular finesse jig, it's going to be right about here, so I'll cut it right at that notch. This other excess is just garbage. Then what we're going to do, we're going to take our jig, spread the skirt out, and we're going to run this up the jig, and it'll be held on by this keeper right here. So we'll slide our bait up. We'll come out the top of it and rig it right up there. And so your jig should look like that. Now, the key to this whole jig is to add a little bit of scent to it. I think scent is one of the things in the fishing industry that's really overlooked. The scent that I like to use is called Lip Glu. And for a jig like this that I'm going to be fishing around docks, around cover, dragging it on the bottom and hopping it on the bottom, I like using the crawfish scent. Basically, what this is going to do, it's not going to attract fish from the other side of the lake because you have some scent flowing in the water. What this big thing the scent is going to do is it's going to take any of your scent off of the bait. And the other thing it's going to do for you is fish that are really highly pressured, they're not gonna just bite real quick and let go to where you never had a chance to set the hook. What's gonna happen is they'll bite it for a little bit longer and hang on to it, so you'll have a chance to feel the bite and set the hook and get more fish in the boat. So what I like to do is I'll just pour a little bit on here. I'll get a little bit on the bait and I'll just rub it in with my fingers. Rub it all along the bait, rub it on the hook. I'll rub a little bit on the jig head, and I'll even rub a little bit up the first 6 inches or so of my line. And then you're good to go. Catch more fish with a Proline Lures Finesse jig with a Tuffbait trailer.